Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hibiscus Sports Complex and another presentation of Southwest Metro Basketball for the QBL Round 9, where Southwest takes on the Ipswich Force. My name is Regan Baker, and joined as always by Dave Myles in the commentary booth. Dave, these teams came up against each other a couple of weeks ago, and Southwest did come out with the win over the Ipswich Force, but I think we're going to have a really good game on our hands, and realistically it should go down to the wire between the two teams.
Yeah, definitely will, especially since Southwest, I believe, has lost Sydney right during the week as she's just gone over to start her college career as well. So it'll be interesting to see who is going to be the backup point guard as well, just to help out in that second rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a very big loss for Southwest coming off the bench as well, because Sid has always had a really strong performance coming off the bench and done a really great job from there. And over the last couple of weeks as well, Southwest as a team has kind of fallen apart a little bit with their starting five as well. They've just been struggling to find that, that teamwork that they had earlier on in the season as some of the new imports came in, and they're still trying to figure each other out, I feel. And, if they can overcome that here tonight, then they should have a really good game, and they should come out with a lot of force, because looking at the lineup for this Ipswich Force team, some of my favorite players in the QBL Women's League on this Ipswich Force team, most notably Amanda Johnson, one of my favorite players from QBL 2018. She came out all guns blazing and just had a really amazing season, and she's done the exact same thing here in QBL 2019. She's averaging 20.5 points per game, 15.5 rebounds, and an index of success of 26, which is just absolutely massive.
Yeah, it is massive, and don't get me wrong, but I believe one of Ippy's bench players is not playing tonight either. We don't see Catherine McGregor, I don't think, is lining up. So there's going to be losses on both sides from Southwest and Ipswich. So you're right, it is going to be a close game. But if the starting five for Southwest can start to play as a team again, which they did at the start of the season, which I'm really hoping they do, because they look really, really good when they're just on that next level.
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to come down to the wire. Both teams raring to go now. We're just under 30 seconds before we start. And, it is going to be an interesting matchup. And for me, the big thing is going to come down for Southwest, who can match up on Amanda Johnson. Because realistically, she is such a great shooter. She has a really nice shot percentage all around the floor. And actually looking at the shot breakdown chart in front of us here as well, Ipswich as a whole has a really good shooting percentage from inside the arc. So it's all about Southwest's defense inside the keyway and inside the three-point line as to whether they can stop the likes of Johnson and some of their other big players as well. Georgia Williams and Bree Farley, Rachel Maid even as well, from getting inside the key and taking some easy buckets. So
basically from the sounds of it seems like Southwest has to go away from the norm now in basketball and trying to the norm is to try and take away the three, but seeing as you said that Ipswich is so deadly on the inside, you kind of want to tempt them a little bit to shoot it on the outside instead of letting them get inside the paint, drive, kick, try and find Amanda Johnson around the dunker spot. So you might Southwest might need to force them to shoot outside shots.
Yeah, definitely. And, and that could be a bit of a problem for them as well. Looking at, the likes of Rachel Maid in particular, really, really great three-point shooter from last season. I haven't seen her too much this year. I haven't had a chance to see any of Ipswich's games this year so far. So it really could come down to it. If they have a good season, if she's had a good season, that could be a big indicator for Ipswich.
Definitely, definitely. All right, so Ippy with the first possession of the game. Amanda Johnson kicks it over to Amy Lewis, who pulls up. And Maddie Willie brings down the rebound, and we're going the other way. Yeah,
good first shot there for Ipswich Force. She's getting the ball inside the keyway. Nice open jump shot. Southwest now. Steph Bairstow just takes it a little bit easy, and a nice open jump shot for two.
And looking at that matchup there, Steph will be able to take her to town, in that mid-range shot that she loves. Because even though Southwest did have a loss last week, towards the end of the game, Steph started to get her little bit of a post jump shot going towards the end. So if she can carry that over here, she's going to be in for a big one.
Yeah, and Steph has had a really, really great season as well. She's had a lot of really important games, and she's been doing a lot for this Southwest side. More so on defense than offense so far this season. She's still averaging 13.5 points per game, but her big presence has been the way that she's actually been a defensive presence inside the keyway.
Yeah, exactly. Kayla Roberts inside. Tyler King for the corner. Corner three goes down. King has been starting off games really, really well, like, this season. Like, in the first quarter, I think she's been averaging 2 or 3 threes, like, just in the first quarter alone in most games.
Yeah, King's been having a really great season leading into tonight's game. You know, she's not in the top sort of couple of scorers across both teams, but just doing a really amazing job. And you're right, she comes out all guns blazing, gets some buckets early, and then she focuses on that defensive presence later on and also sharing the ball around the floor and actually getting into the hands of the players that are hot. So King is probably one of my favorite players in this Southwest side because she really is a really fantastic all-rounder.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ipswich with it now. We are 5-2. Southwest up by 3. Ball goes inside to Johnson. She takes on Bairstow. Kicks out for the jump shot there for Lauren O'Sullivan, and she hits it.
But overall, I think that was a good defensive set by Southwest. You're getting the ball out of Amanda Johnson's hands and making someone else beat you tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to be, I think, one of Southwest's key strategies is getting the ball away from Amanda Johnson and trying to find out who from the Ipswich Force can actually shine and just let someone else take the reins. Because if Johnson takes the reins in this game for Ipswich, Southwest could find themselves in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a bit of a mismatch here. Oh, Maddie with the nice help and recovery out to the three-point line. Good job so far.
Johnson now gets it back, and a beautiful two-point jump shot there for Johnson. And great offense there from Ipswich as well. Like you said, Maddie stepped up into that defensive presence inside, did a really great job, but Ipswich is moving the ball around like the pros that they are and finding an open Johnson for that jumper. Willie now beats Johnson on the inside, goes
nice
across
dish.
and fires inside to Kayla Roberts, and Roberts gets fouled on the way to the bucket. That one's going to get called against Amy Lewis.
That was a really nice fake there by Maddie Willie. Like, she faked the three, the defender hedged at it, she just drove straight by.
Yeah, really great job there as well, because Maddie was right under the basket. She could have gone up herself, recognized the mismatch, and Kayla in front of the defender, dished it off, and she got fouled from behind. So really great opportunity there as Roberts goes to the line for 2.
Hits the first.
And don't forget, if you are tuning in on YouTube now with us, make sure you drop a message in the comments. Let us know that you're watching and where you're watching from. Always happy to give you a shout out, like Jamie Palmer. I feel like he's tuned into the wrong game, going for the Gold Coast. I mean, Ipswich, green, Gold Coast, green. Close, but maybe the wrong game.
Yeah, that's it. Again, we got the ball out of Amanda Johnson's hands. Back in it, Steph Scotto. Maddie again with the nice help. But they're just still moving the ball around. Ippy want to move the ball around, and they don't want to be a selfish team, and it's looking good early on for them.
And this is something we've spoken about in the past as well, Dave Myles. We see Maddie Willie go solo into the keyway for the 2. Is Southwest tends to struggle to pass the ball around as much as some other teams. We've already seen it so far in this game. Ipswich is making 6 or 7 passes before they have an offense, whereas Southwest tends to like to run and gun. They're a very fast-paced team. They'll push the ball down the floor, 1 or 2 quick passes, and then we'll have a shot. But Ipswich is going the other direction, which we've seen in quite a lot of games. Last week in particular, we really saw it when Southwest lost that game last week, is, you know, they get beaten on defense because of the amount of offensive passes from the opponent. And Ipswich is starting that early on here tonight. So first shot there for the free throws is good for O'Sullivan. Second is a miss, though.
And Georgia Williams just with the nice little mid-range jumper there.
Question, do they have her on the score sheet? Yeah, it is still written down as Georgia Williams. Wasn't sure whether it would change over to the new last name yet, whether it be Georgia Ralph. But the score sheet says Williams, so we'll keep it up.
And we'll see how she goes tonight, because now that the pressure is off about the wedding and everything else, she might be a little bit less stress-free, and you never know. Could have a great game here.
Yeah, definitely so. And, you know, a big congratulations to Georgia and Jason. I think it was either last weekend or the weekend before the big wedding.
Yeah.
So a massive congratulations to those two. Both of them been playing for Ipswich for the last couple of seasons. Well, Jason Ralph has always been at Ipswich.
Nippy boy, yeah. It's been a good mate of mine for a little while. So, again, congratulations.
So Ipswich with it again now in the lead by 5 over Pirates. 3-point shot there, no good for Amy Lewis, and there is a foul inside in favour for Southwest.
was a good hustle there by Kayla Roberts, never giving up on those rebounds.
Yeah, and they've called that one there against Lauren O'Sullivan. So Southwest coming down with the advantage, down by 5, just under 6 minutes to go in the first.
Got a horn set here up top for Southwest. And Steph's got a mismatch inside. They're going to go to it. And it works out. A nice little fadeaway from the post.
Yeah, it looked like it was going a little bit left, but just got that friendly bounce and rolled itself in.
That's it.
Back to Ipswich now, and the captain, Bree Farley, drops a big triple. Taking the lead out to 6.
Oh, they're going to go back at it again to see if they do switch up. Oh, now they're going to get Kayla Roberts on Georgia.
Nice recognition inside there. Good pass from Bairstow. Roberts unable to get into the position, though, to fire the shot. They've got 5 on the shot clock. Willie kicks around. Ball goes inside, but turnover there. Just a little bit of miscommunication between King inside.
But I believe Amy Lewis started boxing out before the shot even went up because she believed it was going to be a shot, but it turned out to be a pass. So
I thought it was going to be a shot, so I don't blame her.
Yeah, no, fair.
Willie now looks to go one-on-one. Dishes off to Roberts, though. Roberts stuck under the basket. Good D there by Amanda Johnson. And ball tapped out again by Lauren O'Sullivan. So Southwest will retain with 10 seconds to go on the shot.
A couple of subs. So we got Williams out and O'Sullivan out to bring in, I believe,
Rachel Mate and Carly McLean.
Yeah.
Kaylee, sorry. Always helps if I can read.
That's it. And Rachel Mate is still one of those young, cute, QBL guards that are still up and coming, isn't she?
Yeah, definitely so. I think she's just into her early 20s now. Rachel Mate. 20 exactly, there you go.
And she was a caps girl for most of her junior career, I do believe.
Yeah, I think she's played the last at least 1 or 2 seasons with the Ipswich Force, but she did grow up playing through Brisbane and had a couple of really good seasons there in her junior years. Obviously, big opportunity here now with Ipswich coming on in the first quarter as well. So, she's had a couple of stellar seasons as well. And like I said, one of the really exciting juniors that's been coming through the QBL.
Definitely.
So 16-8 now the lead for Ipswich.
Oh, nice pass by Maddie.
Southwest opting to slow things down now. Michaela King, sorry, not Michaela King, if I'm looking at the right team. Mia Lloyd.
Tyler King there with the triple from the assist from Mia.
Had the right last name at least. There's too many Kings on the floor at the moment. 16-11 the lead for the Ipswich Force, and they've got it back now. Ball in the hands of the captain, Farley. They find Johnson inside. She's triple teamed, though. She managed to find a cutting Amy Lewis, and she sinks it for 2.
Again, that was really good defense, but that was just an amazing pass by Amanda Johnson there. I don't know how she managed to thread the needle between 3 players. And
it was good defense from Southwest as well. They saw Johnson go on the inside. They crashed around her and really made it hard for her to get the ball up. And like you said, there wasn't really too much more Southwest could do about that. She just thread that needle really nice, and it was a good finish by Lewis.
And Steph has got her post game going at the moment. That nice little post fade away turnaround jump shot.
Yeah, and that'll be 6 points for her out of 13 for Southwest so far as well. So she's really leading this team in the first quarter.
And
great defense there from Willie. Yeah, just driving Rachel Mate out of bounds for the turnover.
All right, so we're going to get a look at Charlene Marama coming in for Mia Lloyd, and also Steph Besto is out. And we've got
Savannah Ayu. Never known how to say that last name, and I've known Sav half my life.
Ayu.
Ayu?
Ayu.
It's the easiest way to do it. I said Ayu in the past, and then I do podcasts with John, and it's Au. I've lost track. Amanda Johnson, nice drive down the center of the floor there for the 2.
I think it's just easy to just call her Sav.
Yeah. Southwest with it now, down by 7. Ball goes outside to King, Kicks to Willie. Willie's 3, a little bit too strong, just rattling in and out.
If only she just received it that half a second earlier, because she was wide open coming off that down screen, but the ball was just sticking that little bit too much. So if they can just continue to get the ball moving around, I think that Southwest will be in a very, very good position in these next 2 minutes after this timeout.
Yeah, definitely so. And a really great job there from Amy Lewis, just recognizing the fast break opportunity, pulling up at the perfect time as well, drawing the foul against Tyler King. So she'll get the and one play and go to the line for a shot. There is a timeout on the floor at the moment, so we'll take this quick moment just to really call out something that is important to everyone in the basketball community in Queensland. As you see on the screen, there is a GoFundMe currently running for Narelle Kelly. And for anyone that doesn't know Narelle, she's been around the basketball community for almost as long as I can remember, more than 10 years. So pretty much my entire refereeing career, Narelle has been involved with competitions at Basketball Queensland, and only recently stepped down to pursue another opportunity, and unfortunately just going through some tough times at the moment, battling through cancer. So for anyone that has known Narelle Kelly or any of her family, Narelle is an absolutely amazing woman, has done so much for this basketball community. So it's time for us to do something back for her. So as you see on the screen, jump onto GoFundMe.com, search for Get Narelle Well on the website, and if you can afford anything at all, please do donate to that fund as well, because Narelle has really done so much for the basketball, so it's time that basketball does something for Narelle.
Exactly. Very well said.
And you better get used to us plugging that, because it's now in every single Stream Team AU live stream for the rest of the season, as is for the Nothing But Net Media stream as well. So if you don't do it now, you're going to be hearing it for the next 8 weeks.
Yes, exactly it.
So free throw good there for Lewis, taking the lead up to double digits to 10. Southwest with it now. Great hands there from Kaylee McLean.
Rachel, mate, just down the floor. But we're going to get called for a foul here on Marama.
Yeah, good recognition for Mate. Just got her hands on the ball in time. Marama just a little bit off balance, causing the contact to pick up the foul.
We got Georgia Williams / Ralph coming back in for for Bree Farley, the captain.
Ball inbounds now for Ipswich. Rachel Mate kicks to the corner for Lewis. Lewis three, a little bit too short.
But again, like, they're making them live by the three-point line, and that's what Southwest need to do right now, which is working for them. They just need to, like, execute on this end of the floor now.
Yeah, absolutely. Kayla Roberts dishes out to Willie, but not quite in time. Williams now with the steal and the fast break opportunity. Good pull-up jump shot there for the easy bucket inside, catching Willie off guard. Willie with it now, wide open for the three-point shot. No one wants to guard her. She takes the shot, a little bit too strong. The force coming down with the ball. It's a 3-on-2 play.
Which I think that's a bit of a disrespectful thing for no one wanting to guard Maddie Willie on the three-point line. Like, yeah, she's been struggling a little bit all season so far from the three-point line, but she is a lethal shooter. So I don't know why guys want to leave them open or leave her open.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that's probably Ipswich's reasoning for it is, she has been a little bit off her three-point game in recent weeks. And so they're happy to let her take that shot. If she hits a couple, they'll then probably start stepping out. But, while she's been a little bit off her three-point game, they're probably happy to let her take that shot until she finds form, especially when they're up by 15 as well. They're willing to, make those mistakes early and, let her take that shot, pull the defensive rebound, and then have a chance down their end.
Yeah, well, hopefully for Southwest that Maddie can get it going, because it's always good to see her rolling, and then you have Mia Lloyd rolling as well with Tyler King. So
yeah, and when Willie's on, she is on as well. As we see a Mia Lloyd three-point shot, pick up the foul against Georgia Williams, just a little bit late to the position, clipping her on the arm. So we'll get the three-point opportunity now on the free throw line.
And hopefully now that Mia Lloyd might be able to get a few baskets to go through the net from the free throw line. Hopefully some of her outside shots will start to drop now too.
Yeah. Lloyd makes the first. Now, if you're Southwest, we got 14 seconds to go leading into the quarter time break. Just putting your coach's hat on, down by anywhere between 13 and 14 going into the quarter time break. What are you having a discussion as a coaching staff for Southwest at the moment leading into the quarter time break?
Leading into the quarter time break, basically stick with what you're doing. Like, you've missed a couple of shots. You just have to limit your turnovers. So instead of just trying to rush the passes around, I would just go with, hey, look, we've just turned it over one too many times or two or three too many times just from getting into the paint and throwing the pass before we're even looking. So maybe just coming to a jump stop and reading what the defense is giving you, because at the moment, every single time that I've seen a baseline drive, there's someone always coming up to shoot to the 45 and leaving the corner guy open or leaving the post player open.
Yeah.
So right now, like realistically, I think that Ipswich has done a really, really good scout. So they know that they're always going to kick it out to the 45, so they're shooting that gap.
Yeah, definitely. And Southwest does have 5 turnovers leading into the quarter-time break as well. So it is something they need to start to just work on a little bit, just protect the ball and make sure that they're, got the best opportunity to get some points on the board. So, but that is the quarter-time break. It's 28-16. Southwest down by 12 leading into the quarter-time break. We're going to take a quick break as well, but stay right with us. We'll have more QBL Round 9 action for you shortly, presented by the Stream Team Australia. And back with you here as we kick off for the second quarter of action between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Ipswich Force. It's a 12-point difference at the moment. Southwest not having the greatest first quarter of their season so far, just struggling to rack up a couple of points on the board. A few too many turnovers early on. They've got the open player on the three-point line, though, and she punishes them for it. That's Tyler King for 3 to open the second period.
Which now Southwest have to recognize, because they're here playing a 3-2 zone, so it's going to be the lower part of the corners are going to be wide open, and that's Tyler King's strength. Tyler King shoots better from the corner 3 than anywhere else on the floor. Yeah,
absolutely, and they've got the second chance now as well. Lloyd pulling the defensive board there. So Southwest with a really good opportunity now to kick off the opening scoring for the second quarter for a second time. Dish back to Lloyd. Lloyd goes at it again from almost the same spot, this time a little bit off. Amanda Johnson coming down with the defensive board, kicks to Mate. Good defense there from the combination of Lloyd and King.
Got Steph going to battle inside, and she wins that battle, and Kayla Roberts ends up with the rebound.
Yeah, good defense there from Bairstow on McLaren.
And Mia Lloyd takes it the whole way, but unfortunately just can't get it to drop, and she gets called for the foul, as I believe she may have grabbed Amanda Johnson's leg there.
I believe that was it. Yeah, just that sneaky little grab.
All right, we've got Celeste Williams coming in for Kayla Roberts. So we're going to have Steph is going to have to be big on the boards here, and Mia's going to have to help her out.
Yeah, Southwest has gone quite small at the moment, especially when you look at some of the size of the Ipswich girls. Amanda Johnson is quite tall, and McLaren is just a big presence underneath as well. So Bairstow, and realistically, Willie's going to have to drop down probably as well and start playing that inside position. They go inside to Johnson with a mismatch on Williams, but kick out to Mate. Johnson gets it back. They got 2 seconds
nice
on the
recovery.
shot clock. Williams now shooting on the dot and nails it as well, right on the buzzer. Georgia Williams, clutch 3-point shot.
Great defense, better offense. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, Southwest did a really, really good job of every single pass was covered, and it was just perfect timing there. A great shot fake from Williams, wide on the buzzer, and then nailed the 3. So really good job by Southwest. There's not too much you could do about that.
And it just goes to show Georgia's composure. 2 seconds on the shot clock, gets kicked out to you, and you're still willing to pump fake knowing you're going to get the shot off in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that just goes to show her seniority in this team as well. I mean, she's been having such a great season. Every year she gets better and better. So it just goes to show her capabilities as a player and a leader in this side as well. But down this end now as well, we've got got 2 free throws. There was just a foul earlier on from Bree Farley. Getting Mia Lloyd on the drive to the bucket, so she's going to take her second free throw. First was a miss. Second, more on target, though, taking that gap down to 11. So Southwest still a little bit of work to do in this second quarter to close the gap.
So now they've got a bit of a press going, not like not an aggressive press, just to slow them down with their shot clock. But unfortunately, Celeste just got switched on to McLaren, and she's bullied her inside. Yeah,
it was a good recognition from the mismatch as well. McLaren is recognising that over Williams and taking the ball herself. But again, we just come back down Southwest end, and Mia Lloyd, it's the three-point show. She hits another.
And after starting off in a 3-2 zone, now I believe Ipswich are playing a 1-3-1. So again, corners are going to be wide open, like diagonal cuts are going to be wide open. So it's going to be interesting to see if Southwest can start to take advantage there.
And I just have to give a quick shout out to our man John Guarna tuning in from home. He was gonna be here tonight commentating with us, but had to stay home and look after his boy Eddie. So they're tuning in from home. And apparently after the Logan game, Georgia did say it's Georgia Ralph. So it obviously hasn't been changed over in BQ's system. Still on the score sheet is Georgia Williams. We should probably change that if that was her request. So
let's do that.
Georgia Ralph for the rest of the game, regardless of what the score sheet says.
Sounds good to me.
So 1 from 2 from the free throw line there.
You got to reverse the ball. Someone get to a corner.
King kicks over to Williams. She finds Mia Lloyd inside. Great shot fake goes over the top of Johnson. And that was just beautiful. That was a great offense there from the Pirates.
And it's just ball movement. So instead of now being like a couple of passes and puts a shot up, exactly what you said before, just moving the ball around, 5 or 6 passes, and then you're in your offense.
Speaking of offense, you can't leave Amanda Johnson open like that on the three-point line because she's going to punish you for it. As we just saw then, big shot from Johnson for 3.
You got Mia Lloyd again in the corner, wide open. Just can't get it to drop though. But it was a good look. It was a really, really good look. Right one to take. Turnover from Georgia Ralph. You got Maddie coming down the other end. Just a bad pass there. She should have just finished it herself, like no one committed to her.
Ipswich is taking things nice and slow now. McLaren sets the high screen. Johnson looks for the three-point shot, just hesitates. Good decision there. Go to McLaren on the inside mismatch, and she just bowls over Celeste Williams with that big shove in the chest with the arm. Great recognition and decision from the referees there.
And I don't think McLaren can even complain about that because there was a lot of contact. Like even though Celeste is a smaller body, like it's easier for her to go down. But when you actually saw them come together, both heads jolted. So
yeah, there was not too much you could do about that. Great decision there from Catherine O'Brien. And shout out to Maddie Crowley on the whistle as well, doing a really great job in the first quarter and a half here so far tonight.
We got nice.
And that's a situation there where I'd probably like to see Willie go herself. She took that stride step and looked for the cutting Williams, but she was heavily guarded when, realistically, I don't see why Willie couldn't have taken that shot herself. So we come down the other end and have another offensive foul. This time it's going to go against Mia Lloyd. Coach Edwards just questioning the no-charge semicircle inside. I didn't really see.
I was just about to say that myself as well. Like, I don't like to critique referees, especially while I'm on here anyway. But I believe she was in that restricted area. Her heels were there.
Yeah, that'll be one that we have to go back to the old replay for to check it out. It looks like there could have been a heel on that line, but look, snap decision on the call. And in all fairness, we've had a charge down either end now. So
yeah. And
in the interest of consistency, I guess that way it's fair.
Exactly.
But coming down the other end now, we've got another foul as well and a timeout. So we're going to take a quick break as well as the girls out on the floor do. We'll come back to a couple of free throws, but we'll have a timeout now, have a bit of a break, but stay right with us. We'll be back with you shortly with more QBL action presented by the Stream Team Australia. And back with you here on the Harry Haxton Court in Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's 39 plays 25. Ipswich Force in the lead over the Southwest Metro Pirates. We had a foul leading into the timeout by Coach Edwards. And we got Rachel Mates sitting on the line for 2.
Here we go.
1 even. I don't know, man. Math is hard.
It always is.
Mates' free throw is a miss, but they do come down with the O board now as Johnson goes inside herself, dishes off for the beautiful cut there by Amy Lewis for the 2.
Just a little bit of a miscommunication there, I believe.
Yeah, didn't quite recognize that one, Southwest on the defensive side. And Bairstow, great 3-point drop there as well, just to close that gap back down to 11. 13, if I have my score correct.
And Amanda Johnson just misses on the inside, so Southwest just got off a little bit lucky there. It was a well-contested shot, but still, girl of her caliber, and Maddie Wiley pulls up.
Yeah, and Southwest just needs to get a couple more of those stops as well and then convert down their end. They can't afford to keep trading buckets when they're 13 points down. They do a really good job offensively, and they find some really great shots. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. They need to get those big stops, and really just got herself in that perfect position. Johnson tried to spin around and just hit her in the chest with the ball, lost control. But now Southwest needs to convert. They do the great work defensively to get the stop, but now they need to convert that into points down their end of the floor. They get the foul. That one going to go against. They're going to get it on Georgia Ralph. I will get it right this time.
So there's going to be 2 games tonight where we're going to be saying Ralphie.
Yeah. Just rip up my box score now so I don't get it wrong again. Ball in for Southwest. Fresh shot clock on 14 seconds.
Oh.
Steph Bairstow finds the cutting Lloyd, but big contact there. Completely incidental, though. They do pick up the foul going against Amy Lewis. No malice in that one. Just a little bit of contact on the body as she was coming through.
Bit of a 50-50, like one just going for the steal, the other one just coming to the ball, and it's just...
Had to go one way or the other. They got it nonetheless.
Yeah, that's
Lewis, unfortunately, was the receiver of the 50-50 decision.
Well, you have to go with the offensive team in those situations, though.
Definitely so, definitely. Not being too rattled by it. She gets the ball and goes inside. Mia Lloyd finds the bottom of the net and draws the foul again. This time going against Lauren O'Sullivan. And she'll find herself sitting on the line for another one.
I was nearly going to repeat you, but then I didn't want to do that on live stream.
So substitutions for Ipswich. O'Sullivan going to get checked out. Getting replaced by Michaela King. And silly little foul there by Willie. She knew she did it too. Just reaching in, a little bit of a slap on the arms.
Bit of a silly one considering they are in the bonus. Like, it's not something you want. You want to get stops. You don't want to live by the free throw line when you're only down 11 with 4 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah. Just a little bit of lack of concentration there from Willie, I think. Not recognizing that, both teams are on 5 fouls and, she won't do it again, though.
No. She is definitely one that always learns.
King goes none from 2 from the free throw line. Bairstow picking up the big D board. Southwest now with an opportunity to pull that gap down to single digits again.
And I really like this lineup by Southwest. Like, you've got Celeste is being guarded by a big, but Celeste will be so much quicker. So it'll be good to utilize her. It keeps the big out. Wide open 3. But just couldn't get it to drop, though.
Good work there offensively from Williams, though, fighting her way back to try and get the rebound. Didn't quite come down with it, but it's good to see that she took the 3-point shot, recognized the miss, and then followed her shot to try and get the board. You don't see that as much in the QBL these days. You see a lot of players taking a shot, just having self-confidence and thinking it's going to go in, but they don't follow it in when they miss.
No, they just start to jog back. And it's just a misconception now. Like, with most with most like defensive transitions, like, it's all about tagging up, and tagging up is about walking in after your shot to find the player that's guarding you. So it's good to see that she is doing it.
Turnaround jumper there from Bairstow. Beautiful fall. She's really shining tonight, Bairstow. That'll be her 10th and 11th points of the evening.
And like I said, towards the end of last week's game, that's the shot that she got going. She wasn't taking outside shots towards the end. It was all about just that turnaround post fadeaway shot.
Yeah, Southwest again losing Johnson on the three-point line. She nails another three-pointer, taking her total score to 16. The turnover steal as well. Going coast to coast is Amy Lewis, putting away another. Ipswich really finding their offensive form here. They've got the opportunity now. It's a 4-on-3, losing control underneath. Mia Lloyd kicks out to Williams, whose three-point shot is a little too strong.
Got Bree Farley down the other end. Amanda Johnson gives it up inside. And we're being called for an offensive foul. So Mia Lloyd doing great work to get positioning. And it's just going to be called on
Michaela King, just with the hooking foul. Just as she's trying to catch the ball underneath, there was that little bit of a hook to clear some space, get herself open for the catch. And again, great decision there from Maddie Crowley.
Yeah, it was. It really, really was. All right, so we've got Tyler King and Steph Besto coming out for Kayla Roberts. And this is the first time we're going to be seeing Georgia champion tonight. She's been playing quite well the past couple of weeks.
Grace champion.
Oh, yeah, Grace champion. Sorry, my bad. She's starting to get her form back again after an injury-riddled season, so it's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's always been such a great young player as well. She's really worked her way through the QBL, obviously starting out with the Capitals, and then before coming over to Southwest, she played a couple of junior years here, I believe, as well, and having a really great season. Last year, we really saw her, she did have a little bit of an injury-riddled season, but did some really amazing things out on the floor, and we're just seeing her come back into form with Southwest now as well. So good to see her back out on the floor.
A nice poke away from Kayla Roberts from Amanda Johnson.
Shot clock on single digits here for Ipswich. Amanda Johnson again gets lost on the three-point line and continues to make the Pirates pay for losing her. That'll be...
and a turnover from the inbound.
Yeah, Southwest really starting to lose concentration on their offense, unfortunately. That's two quick turnovers in a row offensively. This time, Michaela King looking to double down and put the second one in, and she does.
It's been a bit of a quick roll here for Ipswich. They've just had like 2 or 3 straight threes, and that mid-range shot just kind of like icing on the cake a little bit. And now Southwest have just gone to one pass. It's not Caleb Roberts' game is shooting threes, but she just decided to take one anyway.
Yeah, Ipswich really just nailing the coffin here on Southwest. They take the lead up to 23 points leading into halftime. Southwest has gone unanswered, 0 for 12 in the last probably 2.5 minutes of play. Champion finds Roberts underneath.
Pass.
Roberts goes strong, a little bit too strong and over the bucket. Johnson, big defensive board there for Ipswich. As we roll down to 24 seconds to go on the shot clock, about 7 seconds differential with the game clock. Johnson tries to find King underneath. King can't get her hands on it though. Southwest maintaining the inbounds play with 15 to go on the game clock.
It was the right idea. I actually thought Amanda Johnson was going to pull the trigger for a heat check though.
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of thought she was as well, and just decided to try and get the ball inside to King. King did have good position, moving towards the bucket, just didn't quite get her hands on the ball in time.
All right, here we go. Probably the last possession of this second quarter.
Willie taking things nice and slow as the game clock rolls down into single digits. She beats Rachel Mate, finds her way all the way through the keyway. Nice, easy layup inside. That was just a bit of a lack of concentration there on defense from Ipswich as Mate travels leading into the halftime break. But
I actually don't believe it was a miscommunication because Southwest chucked 2 shooters in either corner, so they couldn't really help off of it, or it was going to be a wide open 3 to possibly finish.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, good offensive play there from Southwest then. Maddie Willie finding her way inside. Nice, easy layup underneath. But going into the halftime break, Dave, 21 points difference. Ipswich realistically doing everything on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. They're just having a really strong game. They're putting pressure on Southwest, forcing them into 10 turnovers in the first half of action and converting those into points. If I look at the stats here, they've got 13 points from turnovers. So just doing a really great, and Johnson's hit 2 3-pointers in a row where the inbound pass has just gone straight to a turnover, and then they've got some more points on the board as well. So if you're Southwest going in 21 points down into the halftime break, what kind of conversations are you having?
one, consistency, because at the moment, Southwest are kind of playing up and down, just up and down, but on the ups, they're playing really, really well, but Ipswich are just staying at the one line, and they're just going and just being consistent. Like, when they went on that 12-0 run, like, they didn't really change anything up. It was just a couple of turnovers. Amanda Johnson hit a couple of big threes. Like, they hit a couple of big shots inside. It wasn't really too much of, like, a momentum thing. It was just, we just didn't score down one end, and or we turned the ball over, and they just went down and scored. It's just consistency.
Yeah.
And if Southwest, I believe, if they can play consistent in the second half, then honestly, they will be able to bring this ball game back.
Yeah, definitely so. And, it's going to come down to really putting a stop on Johnson as well. Leading into tonight's game, Johnson averaging 20.5 points per game. She's already on 21 in the first half of action. So Southwest has lost her just a few many times on the three-point line. And from recollection, I think she's 4 from 5 from 3. Let me just quickly find it. Yeah, she's 4 from 5 for 80% from the three-point line. So Southwest just needs to work a little bit better to make sure they don't lose her on that three-point line, because she's hot tonight and she's making them pay for that.
And the thing is, the one thing we spoke about at the start of the game, that Southwest have to keep Ipswich outside the paint, and already 22 points in the paint. So there's 22 points in the paint, and also fast break points is sitting at 10, and bench points is sitting at 8, whereas you look at Southwest, they've got 0 fast break points, 0 bench points, so they're not getting much production from players coming off of the bench. So I believe that is the hole that's being left by Sydney Wright. And then just points in the paint is only sitting at 6. Like Kayla Roberts is a dominant big, so we either have to feed it inside to her a little bit more, or just try and keep keep working through Steph.
Yeah.
Steph is on fire tonight. She's been hitting some nice mid-range shots, but the times that we haven't gone to her are the times we have been looking a little bit lackluster.
Yeah, definitely so. So, look, it'll be interesting to see what they discuss at the halftime break. We're about 12 minutes to go in the halftime break, so we are going to have a quick break ourselves as well. But stay right with us. We'll have the second half of action for you from Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's the Southwest Metro Pirates taking on the Ipswich Force, presented to you by the Stream Team Australia. And back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. It is 55 plays 34 in your QBL round 9 game between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Ipswich Force. Coming back into the second half, Southwest, a little bit of work to do, mostly on the offensive end. Defensively, they haven't been doing that bad out on the floor at all. They've done a really great job of spreading their players around and doing everything possible to make it hard for Ipswich to get points on the board. They've just lost Amanda Johnson a couple of times on that three-point line, and realistically, Amanda Johnson is the difference in this game. They're down by 21, she's on 21. So
yeah,
Southwest,
definitely.
like realistically, other than Johnson getting lost on the three-point line, they're doing a good job defensively. They're getting a lot of plays where the Force are taking shots on, you know, single digits remaining on the shot clock, and they really are making it hard. It's just offensively, there just needs to be that little bit more ball movement and looking at the better opportunities, and obviously just, you know, holding on to the pill and just protecting the ball, because there has been a couple, probably too many turnovers in that first half of action. But look, lots of things going well for Southwest. A little bit of work to do, but this is going to be an exciting second half to see them, you know, come out all guns blazing, I'm sure, and really start to rack up some points as we see Georgia Williams with a great start for the Force, dropping the three. Ralph, sorry, I've just realized I've done it again.
Yeah, no, it was a miscommunication there on that last down screen. They were doing a great job in switching all screens up top, but they forgot to switch that one down screen to leave a wide open shooter.
Yeah, and good steal there, and great fast break opportunity. So Amy Lewis dished off to Johnson. Couldn't quite find the points, though. Got her own rebound and kicks it out to Farley. Ralph now, great shot fake on Willie. Drives all the way herself and nails it over the top of Mia Lloyd. Georgia Ralph is here to party in the second half.
Well, as I said, now there's no longer pressure on the wedding. She's got nothing to worry about now.
Yeah, coming out firing. That, let me see if I can find it. That bucket there will be the 12th points for her.
Charlie King just can't get her going from the corner. Steph for three. Ugh. So now we're just relying on three-point shots again. I believe this is how it started last week in the third as well against Phoenix. Like, they just went away from what was working offensively. Like, that's what was keeping them in this game. Yes, they were down by 20, 21 at halftime, but you can't go away from what's working. You have to keep moving the ball around. You have to keep trying to find open players, open shooters, move it around, and sooner or later things will start to develop. Again, a one-pass shot.
And I think I don't necessarily mind the three-point shot from Southwest. I guess the big issue that I have with them taking the three-point shots is it's rare that they've got someone underneath to rebound. Yeah, and you know that's where there's a bit of an issue, because the O boards for Southwest, you know, are literally non-existent. They've pulled one offensive rebound in the first half of action. So, you know, a lot of work to be done there. They're settling for three-point shots, but not getting themselves inside to actually then go and get the rebounds when they miss.
And Maddie there with a fantastic drive, finishing it, I believe, over the top of Georgia Ralph and picking up the foul as well.
Yeah, good finish from Willie.
I think that's Ralphie's third.
I believe it is, yeah. A little bit frustrated and annoyed by the call, I think. She's not real happy with it, but it is her third personal. Willie makes the extra at the free throw line.
So Southwest here, in my opinion, they just need to go on like a couple of minutes, just get a few stops together, a few scores, and all of a sudden 15, 14-point ball game is not unassailable.
No, definitely not. And realistically, it was only the last 3 minutes of the second quarter that, you know, really put Southwest in this tough position, because they had those couple of quick turnovers and a few Johnson three-point shots in a row. So we see Ralph again going for the three and nailing it yet again over the top of Willie. Ralph is just on fire in this second half.
But once again, that was, I say, in my opinion, 23.9 seconds worth of good defense, because she got that off with the shot clock expiring. So Southwest are doing a good job, but Ipswich are just doing an even better job of just daggering down threes when they really shouldn't be.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, Ralph's incredible ability to be able to, you know, nail a shot under pressure, because that's her second three-point drop on 0.1 seconds on the shot clock to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's got to be shooting a good clip from three-point as well. Just having a look. Yeah, she's either 2 from 3 or 3 from 4 from three-point land as well. So having a stellar game on the three line.
All right, so quick question for you. Who is the better shooter in this couple? Ralphie or Georgia Ralphie?
Look, in years gone by, look, I'll hold me to that question and I'll answer it after the men's game because in my defense, I have not seen the Ipswich men play at all this season. So, look, in previous years, I would 100% say Jason because I love Jason Ralph. Really amazing player, really great kid. I've reffed him pretty much half his career. But with the way that Georgia is playing in the game tonight, I don't know. I reckon she might have him beat now.
So do you think they do a household competition to see who hits the most threes?
Look, maybe so. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Nothing wrong with a little bit of competitiveness between husband and wife.
All right, so in that sequence, we just had Steph Bairstow just miss a shot, ball goes out of bounds, and I think we just had Amanda Johnson and Lauren O'Sullivan just both leaning over, and it just looks like they're just starting to get a little bit tired because Amanda has played the whole game so far.
Yeah, and a stunning game she's had so far as well. As we see Roberts really go to work inside. Couldn't quite get the ball to fall, but managed to draw the foul on Amanda Johnson, who was just out of position at the last second. And, you know, she's not happy with the call, but I have to agree with O'Brien on the call. She just didn't have position in front. She just tried to move a little bit too late, clipped Roberts on the hip, and that's a foul every day of the week.
And I'm just going to pull that back to fatigue because, as I said before, I saw her leaning down, hands on knees, like huffing and puffing. And the thing is, that's the tell. That, to me, is a sub-indicator. Just give her a quick spell. But if Coach wants to keep her in, which she is a valuable player, then that's his call to make.
Yeah, definitely. So she's not in too much foul trouble, though. I believe that's only her first foul of the game, so no concerns there. But, yeah, it does look like she's a little bit tired, and like you said, the foul could be a good sign of that as well because she just got herself out of position, couldn't quite get in front in time. So probably a good indication that she might be starting to feel it.
So right now, if I was in this position, I would just be posting Kayla Roberts up on like Amanda Johnson time and time and time again. Yeah,
definitely so.
Oh, so we've got a 2-3 zone here coming from Southwest. But Georgia Ralph just splitting down the middle of the middle part, like part of the zone and pulling up. She is having a blinder.
She's barely missed tonight.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen her play this well, to be honest.
No, she's having a really great game. I mean, she's always been a fantastic player, but this is kind of next level for her. She's on 17 points now, shooting 7 from 9 from the field at 75%. Including 3 from 4 3-point drops as well. So just having an outstanding shooting percentage night. You know, putting on 17 points for the Force as well. So a really, really great game from Williams.
And it's just effortlessly. And the thing is, we just had Kayla Roberts score on Amanda Johnson again. And Amanda Johnson just could not finish what she's normally been finishing throughout the game. So I believe she is getting really, really fatigued right now.
Yeah.
As she's walking down the court, hands on hips, just... So this could be a story that we could be looking at for the next 5 minutes of this third quarter for Southwest to have a chance.
Yeah, and a good stop on that passage of play there from Steph Bairstow, I believe. Getting the fingertips on the shot from Georgia Ralph.
So they're back in their 1-3-1 with Ipswich. So corner again, wide open.
Yeah, Bairstow lost on the bottom corner, firing that one away. I'm pretty sure that hit the support, but Ipswich came down with it anyway, so keep on playing. McLaren lost inside. She goes with the finger roll. Couldn't quite find the bucket, though. Johnson now lost on the three-point line, so she goes to work. And again, we've said it once, we've said it twice. You cannot lose Johnson on the three-point line or she's going to nail it every single time.
And the thing was, like, Georgia Ralph faked it, and the defense just came to her, and she just, like, kicked it straight along.
Yeah, just great recognition there as King goes up for a three-point shot of her own. Great O-board there by Roberts inside. They find Bairstow. Bairstow goes to work, flips one up on the right hand. Couldn't quite find it as we see
we got a foul call here first.
Yeah, Mia Lloyd just trying to grab the rebound, but just gets that little bit of contact on the arm. So that's going to go against Georgia Ralph. So that'll be her 4th. And she'll probably get subbed straight out of the game, which we do indeed see. Rachel Mate checking in straight away for Ralph. And that could hurt Ipswich. She's been really finding her form.
And I believe that was a tough call because I believe Ralphie was out on the three-point line when that happened. She was nowhere even near the paint. So
Yeah, not too sure what happened. I didn't see where the contact came from, but
well, it is what it is. It's the game of basketball. We just got to live with it.
Exactly that. So Southwest now with a good opportunity to just try and put some stops on the board. Ralph had a really great momentum there, getting a couple of threes and some really nice buckets in very quick succession. Johnson now, great recognition there inside, finds McLaren. McLaren tries to go to work over the top of Mia Lloyd, but great defense from Lloyd, just keeping her position in front, keeping up straight.
And I believe Amanda Johnson actually got in her way because she believed the ball was hit out by a Southwest player, but it was hit out by Amanda.
Yeah. So Southwest, good stop on that occasion. Great defense. No, Southwest have been doing pretty good defense coming into this second half as well. And they break the drought with Roberts hitting that three-point drop.
She needed that one to go down.
Yeah, Roberts has had a bit of a tough game so far. So that'll rack up her double-digit scoring, though. So that puts her on 10. She's only 3 from 9 from the field. So, no, she's been getting defended really heavily as well. And she's taken a lot of really good shots, but through some pretty tough defense.
A nice stop again from South. Oh, Rachel Mate with the hustle play to tip it away and get it back. But we're going to have a foul call here, I believe, on Tyler King.
And it just goes to show as well, Southwest really has been playing a good defensive game of basketball because, again, that last shot from Force was taken with 1 or 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. So they really are putting the pressure on and making Ipswich take those late shot clock shots.
That was very, very true.
And here we are now. Ipswich with it. The shot clock rolling down again into single digits. Johnson has it on Bairstow. She fakes right, goes left. Bairstow going to come down with the foul, though, just reaching in to try and get the steal. So the second second team foul for Southwest. So again, pretty good defensive job from Southwest. Bairstow is going to check out, though. I don't think she's in too much foul trouble. I think that's only her third. But she's going to get a little bit of a rest. Celeste Williams checking back in for the Pirates.
There's a nice big battle going on inside at the moment.
Yeah, but they lose Mate on the three-point line. That one was in, but Dunny rolled out at the last second. Good defensive board there from Mia Lloyd, and she gets the foul against Kaylee McLaren. And that'll be her second personal foul as well, I believe.
And we got team foul, so Mia Lloyd to the line.
Yeah, we're going to head down the other end for the 2 shots there. I believe Johnson's just got a little bit of blood on her as well, so they're just going to enact the blood rule. Johnson going to have to sub out of the game for a little bit. Coach is trying to play the sneaky and not actually sub her out. Good work from Brad George, just trying to subtly keep her on the corner of the court and keep her in play, but the blood rule, unfortunately, does stipulate she needs to get subbed out and get it attended to.
And that's something that I'll do too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I always tell my players, come up to me first, don't show the referee, and I can give you a little sneaky band-aid. You'll be good.
I'm sure she won't stay up for too long. They'll quickly wipe that up, get her bandaged up, and she'll be on in no time whatsoever. But in the meantime, Mia Lloyd goes 2 from 2 from the free throw line. This lead for Ipswich starting to get closed a little bit, down to 22 now. So Southwest getting themselves back into it.
If they can just get it to within about 17 or 16, that's a win in this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they need.
Yeah, well, they're not sitting too far behind at the moment. I mean, it's a 14-15 quarter for Ipswich just in front, but good bucket there. They're going to get that one against Kayla Roberts. Just a little bit out of position, causing the contact.
No, it was just her hand just coming straight down. You see her straight here on the elbow.
I don't know what I was watching then. I'm clearly watching a game of my own.
Apparently. What was in that coffee you had before, mate?
Oh, I don't know. More than caramel, apparently. Good coffee, though. Good coffee. Caramel lattes here at Southwest. They do a pretty good job, yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, exactly. You know who else does a good coffee?
Who?
McDonald's Mount Gravatt. Just throwing in a sneaky little sponsor call out there as well. Ipswich with it now. They find the inside passage of play. O'Sullivan goes up and gets fouled on the way to the bucket. That one's going to get called against Celeste Williams on the inside, just causing that little bit of body contact. O'Sullivan now on the line for the 2 free throws for Ipswich. First one is good.
Again, Southwest aren't out of this. They just have to get a couple of stops in this last, like, 1 minute 30 in this third, and we should be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All it is a couple of quick buckets, get some, some good defensive stops, and they're right back in it. I mean, that's going to help.
Just stopping the clock, two shots at the line, bring it down to 22 again.
Nice strong offense from Mia Lloyd, just pummeling down the court, going straight at the defense, recognizing that, they're off balance and they haven't got their feet set. She knows that if she goes around them, they're going to be late to position and draw the foul. So good recognition from Lloyd. The first free throw doesn't quite make it, however.
And that was the curse for me because I said we'll bring it down to 22.
The good old commentator's curse. It never fails to work. Second one is a swish, though. So lead down to 23. So Southwest, all important stop now.
Yeah, but they get a stop here and a score, and then another one. We should be good.
Made with it now. Kicks over to McLaren. McLaren goes to work on the inside. Hands off to O'Sullivan, and Sullivan, nice inside bucket for the 2. Mia Lloyd again with it now, taking on, can't see who that was. They go out to Roberts for the 3, but that's no good. O'Sullivan with the rebound for Ipswich. Fast break opportunity now. They just decide to slow it down. They go inside to McLaren. Hands off to Amy Lewis. Lewis kicks back to the captain, Farley. And great
nice
steal
hands.
there from Roberts. They're going to get the foul call, though, just reaching across and clipping on the arm. So Roberts going to come down with that foul. That'll be her second personal.
Honestly, I thought that looked pretty clean.
Yeah, it looked all right. Must have just been a little bit of contact on the arm. I mean, Roberts didn't seem too annoyed by the call, so she might have recognized there was a little bit of contact. It might have been soft, but probably got her if she didn't kick up too much of a stink.
Yeah, that's it. I think it probably was more body than arm than anything else.
Not too bad a foul, though. McLaren missing the first. But making the second. And as suggested, Johnson only getting a couple of minutes worth of, well, probably not even a couple of minutes, probably 1 minute exactly worth of a breather before checking back in with that bandage arm just to cover the little bit of blood that was on there.
She's big. There's only like 40 seconds left. She's trying to prove a point. She wants to play a whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't want no rest. See Mia Lloyd turn around jump shot for the 2. Ipswich not going to get the last play of the game, so they're going to have to take a shot. Southwest going to get another one as well, so important for Southwest to get the stop and prevent the Force from getting the points. Amanda Johnson tries to go inside. Roberts with the block from behind. Lloyd with the defensive rebound. Mia Lloyd now going one-on-one with O'Sullivan. Hands off at the last second to King. King makes the bucket on the inside, and we're going to quickly rest up to help, I believe, Rachel Mate on the floor. Coach George just asking about the foul. In all honesty, though, it sucks, but it's not a foul opportunity. Both players just running down the floor. They've clipped ankles completely accidentally, and that's not a foul.
But the way she's walking, and she first clutched at her hamstring, so I don't know whether, like...
She might have twisted it where she went down or something, yeah.
Or even, like, she pulled up with the hammy, and that's what caused the contact, because the sudden pull-up.
Yeah. Quite likely. Either way, look, you're going to do what you need to do as a coach to try and protect your players.
Yeah,
and look,
exactly.
I don't blame Coach George for, asking the question. But, yeah, it was just that unfortunate, collection of ankles, and both players came out stammering after it. So it was just a little bit of an unfortunate one. But hopefully, Mate didn't look too bad afterwards. She just clutched that hammy for a little bit, but she walked off the floor okay. So I'm sure we'll see her back in the fourth quarter, which, speaking of, we're now in the three-quarter time break. It's a 22-point deficit for the Southwest Metro Pirates. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with you in just over a minute to go through some three-quarter time statistics. But stay tuned for more action presented by the Stream Team Australia shortly. And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex. It's three-quarter time as the Southwest Metro Pirates take on the Ipswich Force. But just having a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the game between the Brisbane Capitals and the Seahawks has ended with the Seahawks beating the Brisbane Capitals women 67-55. You've also got Logan Thunder 81 defeating the Toowoomba Mountaineers 63. And the Cairns Dolphins are down 42-77 against the Gold Coast Rollers leading into the third quarter. And just before three-quarter time as well, you've got the Rockhampton Cyclones 55 leading the Sunshine Coast Phoenix on 47. So back onto the floor with you now at Hibiscus Sports Complex, bringing the fourth quarter of action. It's a 22-point deficit here for the Pirates. They do get to start the quarter,
nice
and straight away, nice drive to the bucket there from Satiri Voda-Rasova for the teardrop bucket.
So Steve is going with the young line up here to start the fourth to see if we can inject some energy in.
Yeah, foul there from Celeste Williams, though, just reaching over from behind and getting the foul. Lewis with it now, drives left, kicks out to Farley. Farley fires a three of her own and hits that one. So the three-point percentage for Ipswich is through the roof.
So basically, points in the paint, unstoppable. And the one thing that I said that they needed to do is make them live by the three-point line. That's not working either. So I think Ippy is just having one hell of a night.
Yeah, they are, as is Voda-Rasova coming off the bench, hitting another bucket for the Pirates. Only just checking into the game this quarter for the first time, I believe. No, she had a couple minutes earlier on, but doing an amazing job in this fourth quarter so far.
Oh, nice hustle, jumping on the floor from that deflection from Celeste.
But jumping back to that point before, Ipswich Force shooting 10 from 18 from three-point land. So a really, really amazing job from them from the outside.
And Roberts just misses on the inside. Oh, and I think we're going to get called for a foul on...
That'll be against O'Sullivan, I believe. Yeah, just bumping into Celeste Williams as she tried to reach for the ball. So unfortunate one, because it was both players going for the ball, but Williams just got there that fraction of a second earlier in getting the ball before the contact. Coach George not too happy with how he's seen the girls starting out in this fourth quarter, I don't believe. So they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a quick one as well and have a quick break. But as we do so, please do just remember that GoFundMe page we were talking about earlier on. Please jump on board. And if you can spare anything at all for the Get Narelle Well Fund on GoFundMe, please do jump on and donate anything at all. Whether it be $1, $5, $1,000, whatever you can afford. Please do jump on. Narelle has given so much back to the basketball community in Queensland as a whole. So let's help her back and give her one. So check out the GoFundMe page for all the information about what's going on with Narelle and her family. And if you can, please do feel free to donate. But stay tuned. We'll be back with you shortly. And back with you here on the Harry Haxton court in Hibiscus. It's 80 plays 59. Southwest going to bring it in from the baseline. Pass goes straight to Au, who kicks to Roberts. They look for an open Willie on the inside. Can't quite get it there, though. 7 on the shot clock. Au is going to have to take the three-point drop, but that is soft.
But it looked good. It was dead on line.
Didn't quite have that last second worth of length on it, just hitting the front of the rim, but good look from AU. There's big contact here. AU and McLaren just having a little bit of a push and a shove. No malice in it though, as Ralph back on the court now with 4 fouls. She goes straight to work on the inside, drawing the foul against Voda-Rasova.
And just that speed coming off that handoff. Like, a lot of players don't know how to come off a handoff these days. They just expect the player to just hand it to them. Whereas Ralph just came off as hard as she could, created so much separation, and it got her right to the rim.
Yeah, definitely showing. She's getting rewarded for it as well. She makes the first. second one, and not so good though. AU coming down with the defensive board. Looks like we've got a couple of Gold Coast fans tuning in as well. Mark's just jumped on board, also supporting Gold Coast. I don't know, maybe it is Gold Coast and we're just dyslexic and calling the wrong game. I mean, there was evidently something in my coffee earlier, so maybe it is my bad. Maybe I just rocked up to the wrong game.
Then I don't know what I'm seeing then. I'm still seeing Ippy players. Like, what are you going on about?
It is good to see, though, that regardless of the game that's out on the floor, you know, we've got Southwest and Ipswich. We've got people tuning in, supporting the Gold Coast. So, you know, it is just the quality of the QBL at the moment this year. And, you know, doesn't matter what game we're live streaming, whether it's, you know, you and me doing games tonight for Stream Team Australia, or, you know, Nothing But Net Media tuning in the game tomorrow with Brisbane and Gladstone. It's just great to see that so many people are tuning into the live streams of the QBL and, you know, supporting all teams across the country as well. So, look, the more games we can stream, the better as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly, just more exposure. Just unlucky there by Maddie. Come down the other end, you got Amanda Johnson just crossing up. Nearly loses control of it.
McLaren now on the inside taking on AU. She rolls and fades for a good drop. McLaren pulling out the stops. Vodorosova finds a cutting Roberts. Couldn't quite see. I had Brian right in front of me.
Just gets called for a travel there, which is a bit unlucky, but...
A little bit of a shuffle of the foot.
Yeah.
Ipswich again with it now. They go back to McLaren. Against
again
AU, hands off to Ralph. Farley this time goes left. Big contact from Vodorosova. Referee's played on though. Johnson looks to go right around Roberts, but just takes off on the wrong foot and gets called for the travel.
Yeah, that's it. And with McLaren being such a big body, just coming off a handoff from her, it's going to create so much separation. So I'm actually liking the offense that Ipswich is showing right now.
Yeah, Ipswich's offense has been really good all game. I mean, they've just had a really, really great shooting percentage as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're pulling amazing offenses. They're passing the ball between 6, 7, 8 sets of hands before they take a shot, and they're getting rewarded with a really great shooting percentage. Looking at them on the night, they've shot 64% from the field, and that's another triple to add to those statistics as well. So, look, it's hard to, realistically, it doesn't matter who you're versing. If you're shooting at 64% from the field, including 11 from 19 from the three-point line, you are going to be relatively unstoppable with those kind of stats. And Ipswich is showing exactly that here in the game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And again, there is another timeout on the floor, so we're going to have another quick breather, but stay right with us, and we'll be back with you shortly with more QBL action presented by the Stream Team Australia. And back with you here from Hibiscus Sports Complex. We're just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of action. It's 88 plays, 59. Southwest, a little bit of work to do in the last 6 minutes. You know, if we can hit 10 threes, we're all good.
Yeah,
get back into it.
It'd be nice to see just 10 threes go down. It'd be great.
Yeah, it's doable. Steph Basto with it now, taking on Amanda Johnson. Hands off to AU. They find Willie. Willie goes one-on-one inside. Nice little right-hand finger row around Lewis.
Finger row or roll?
Roll.
Roll.
Roll. Don't know what kind of accent I'm putting on, but I'm trying something different apparently.
Oh, nice feed for the roller. So a double screen and just a miscommunication on the roller there.
Yeah, really good recognition there from McLaren of where the ball's coming in. I think the referees are just going to get McLaren for a delay game warning. Ball just went in. That small little tap away. No biggie.
Tyler just mishandles it. We've got Amanda Lewis coming the other way. All right, nice rebound there from Marama. Going to reverse it through Steph. They're just going to settle down here a little bit. Just try and work through the offense. Just get stuff that's going. Like, you can get it inside to Steph if you can for a nice little, like post fade, fadeaways. I haven't seen one yet all second half.
Yeah, good, relatively good look there from Willie, recognizing the shot clock rolling down. Nice little fadeaway jump shot. Just didn't quite have that extra little bit of power it needed to fall the right way. Referees now got a foul call off the ball, I believe. That one going against Sav AU. And she's going to get checked out of the game as well, as we see Kula Baudry checking in for the first time tonight, I believe, for the Pirates.
I haven't really heard much of Kula Baudry, have you?
To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of her leading into this season. She's obviously been playing with the Pirates all season this year with the QBL 2019 program. She's had a couple minutes here and there, not a great deal. She's only averaging 5.5 minutes per game, 2 points per game, but a couple of rebounds as well, obviously being such a big body as well, so being able to get in underneath and pull some boards. But look, she's only a young player as well, coming in at 20 years of age, so she's still got a long career ahead of her, and obviously just working through the QBL program and getting that experience out on the floor with the girls.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Maddie with the coast-to-coast drive, just unfortunately could not get that to drop, just fell a little bit short. But I'm liking the pace. Like, even though Southwest are down, they're wanting to push the ball. They're wanting to try and close this gap as much as they can for any hope possible. Yeah,
McLaren now deciding to take a three-point drop of her own. Great O-board there from Farley. Ipswich again just looking to settle down their offense and look for the opening, and they lost Amanda Johnson behind the play, and she made easy work of it. Nice cut there from Maddie Willie to get on the inside.
Oh, nice fake. Nice fake pass out there to Tyler for her to just pivot in and finish it inside. Yeah, it was a good double team by the Force to prevent that first motion, but as Willie looked to hand off again, they just backed away a little bit too soon, and good recognition from Willie of what was going on to then find the bucket. But now it's just looking like it's a little bit too easy on the inside for Ipswich.
Yeah,
Charlie
big pull.
King. So this could be the start of your 10 threes you were talking about, Regan.
I mean, that's 1 from 10, so only 9 more to go. We got this.
Yeah, that's it. We still get stops in the way. Hey, if we get another stop and 2 more threes, I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah, by all means, by all means. Amanda Johnson going inside. Silly little foul there from Steph Bairstow with the hand in the back. So Johnson going to go to the line for a couple of free throws. Only her 3rd and 4th from the night. Considering how many points she's got, pretty much none of them have come from the free throw line. This will only be her 2nd opportunity to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, it is.
Subs on the floor. Rachel Mate's going to check in for the captain, Bree Farley.
So I think here we're about to see a little bit of a point guard stint from Grace Champion, because Maddie Willie is out, or Tyler King may play a little bit of point, but that's a decent backcourt still.
Yeah, 100%. And great free throw shooting there.
And Amanda Johnson now is checking out, so we'll soon see how we go.
Yeah, great shooting from Amanda as a whole throughout the evening. She will check out probably for the last time in the game tonight, the only time they actually wanted to check her out as well.
Yeah.
That short little blood sub that she had to have, but great hands there from Lewis as she goes coast to coast off the steal from Champion and lays it in for the easy 2. Marama hands off to Bairstow.
Moving the ball around, nice little handoff. Champion for 3.
Looked good too.
Drop. Yeah.
Great rebound there from Mate for the Force. Under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Mate slowing things down. Ipswich really loving the slow offense as well. They just like getting themselves set and looking for the opening opportunities. And I think that's why they have such a high shot percentage throughout the game, because realistically they've barely forced a shot all game as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So as soon as they don't have any transition opportunities on, they choose to slow it down. Everyone knows exactly where to go, and I think that's what's been the big key.
Yeah, definitely so. And the Ipswich Force going to go to their bench now, checking in two of their young stars. In number 21, Cassandra Poulain. Sorry if I did pronounce that incorrectly. And also checking back in, also for the first time, number 25, Kristen Lunnis. Nice 2-point drop there for the Pirates. Nice slow offense from the Force. Mate just holding the ball back. Screen set by McLaren. Mate sets her feet on the inside. Hands off to Poulain. Poulain rolls to the right, but great hands there from Grace Champion with the block.
That was nice defense too.
Yeah, good recognition from Champion in terms of which way Poulain was going to go when just got to the position on time, got her hand down nice and clean for the block. McLaren having to take the shot right on the buzzer, hitting the rim, so great recognition there. They pull the O-board as well, so they're going to get another chance. Ball this time going to Lunnis inside. She goes for a shot of her own, a little bit too strong, going over the top. But again, O-boards have just been incredibly strong for Ipswich all game. They've just pulled another.
And this is their third possession, third possession, and it pays off with Rachel Mate just getting to the rim.
Firing on the buzzer to bring up the triple-digit 100 for the Ipswich Force.
And I think that's just sums up Southwest game. Like, they could have either chosen to slow it down there, to finish off the last 14 seconds with no shot clock. They rush it down the floor and just another turnover. Another turnover that's just going to show up on the box score, which is not what you want.
No, they have had quite a few in the game tonight, but they've actually done a really good job of preventing the turnovers in the second half.
Yeah.
Mate, just great job there, finishing off the game with a nice little inside 2-point shot. And that'll be them done as we end this one 102-70. The Ipswich Force, really amazing game coming into Southwest, especially after the big win from the Pirates. I think it was 2 or 3 weekends ago against the Force, but they came here prepared tonight and realistically just had an amazing offensive game and just did some really great things. So, look, the Force were not a force to be reckoned with here tonight.
No way.
And as we've sort of said a couple of times, a shooting percentage of 60% from the field is incredibly hard to defend. And if you're shooting at that kind of percentage at any level of basketball, you're going to find yourself coming out with a victory. And especially when from three-point land, you're also shooting from 50%. Right. So the Force, and realistically, I think the biggest thing for the Force here tonight was just the amount of set shots they had. Their offense was incredibly steady. They never rushed. Everything was slow, timed, and paced. And they passed the ball around. They took everything nice and easy. 7, 8, 9 passes almost every single offense, and they find that nice, easy opening. And, they just kept working the Southwest defense until they found that opening shot. On multiple occasions, I remember saying Amanda Johnson, got lost on the three-point line, got lost underneath. And that's because of that movement. They're moving the ball so fast that Southwest defense just, couldn't quite keep up with where the ball was going, and they found themselves with those easy buckets.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then going back to what we said at the start of the game, like, Southwest had to limit the points inside the paint, and they finished up with 40 points inside the paint for Ipswich. And also another thing is you got bench points sitting at 20, compared to the bench points for Southwest is 8, and points in the paint for Southwest was 24. So it's just all those little things just all add up. Like, yes, it was a 30-point victory for Ipswich, but if you can cut down those points in the paint, you can get a little bit more scoring from your bench. All of a sudden, it's about a 5 to 10 point ball game, and in that type of mindset, anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely so. And look, from Southwest side of things, that's probably one of the best games of defense I've seen the Southwest women play all season. And it's just really unfortunate that they had their best offensive game against an incredible offensive side.
Yeah.
And look, all credit goes to them. They've obviously worked a lot on their defense at practice throughout the last couple of weeks, and that was a really great job. They did such a nice effort of, especially with the help defense when the ball did get inside. On multiple occasions, they crashed that player in the paint to double team and, you know, prevent the ball from going into the paint. And they did a really good job of finding their plays. But again, Ipswich is a little bit better on their offense. The way they moved the ball just broke that apart at the last minute. So a lot of things, you know, Southwest is becoming a really great defensive side. Unfortunately, offense just not quite as good as what Ipswich's was out there on the floor tonight. You know, only shooting at 40% from the field and 30% from the free, and realistically, that's the difference maker. Southwest shooting 64 shots from the field, Ipswich 67. So both teams taking roughly the same amount of shots, but Ipswich has had that percentage. They were much more set shots, and they just had that form here tonight. But a great job from both ends of the floor. Southwest, a little bit to work on with their offense and the way they move the ball, but overall a much better performance and something that they'll take away from this game as well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you can get your defense down packed, then offensively, shots will start to drop. You can start to focus on it a little bit more, especially when you don't have to worry about the defensive end. So there's some exciting times coming forward for these Southwest girls, especially as the younger ones are starting to mature a little bit more now with the loss of Sydney Wright. So more players are going to get a chance to play. So by the back end of the season, they could be able to make it into the top 8, or even the middle pack if things really, really start to click.
Yeah, definitely so. But that does about wrap us up for things here in the women's game so far. So to quickly run through some stats from Southwest side of things, Mia Lloyd finishing on 16 points, 7 rebounds, and a big 5 assists. Tyler King, 14 points, 4 rebounds, and also 5 assists. Maddie Willie, 9 points. There seems to be a thing with 5 assists for the girls out there tonight. Everything seems to come in 5s with assists. And Steph Besto, 11 points. Kayla Roberts, also 12 points. But the real shiners of the night do come from the Ipswich Force. Amanda Johnson hitting a whopping 32 points, 16 defensive rebounds for a total of 17 boards and 5 assists. Georgia Ralph, I'll remember to get it right, especially considering I believe mother Brenda Williams is tuning in and commented on YouTube, so I'm sorry, I'll get the name right for the last time.
Yeah,
scoring
Regan.
scoring a big 18 points as well, and her shooting percentage was just amazing. She did a really great job out there tonight.
She did.
And you also can't forget Lewis as well, also scoring a big 16 points and 10 assists, which is just unheard of. So a really great job. And, of course, McLaren on the bench as well with 12 points.
She was really, really big. She had 12 points off the bench. Her efficiency rating was great. 5 from 9. She didn't really miss much. And also just what she did without the ball. The screen setting, the creating space for all of the offensive threats with the ball. That is what helps.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, that does wrap things up for us here, but don't forget we do have the men's game for you as well in roughly 25 minutes. So do stay tuned. The new link is available on the Southwest Metro Facebook page to grab the men's game, or just jump onto the Southwest Metro Pirates YouTube channel. We'll have the men's game for you in just over 20 minutes, but thanks again for tuning in. Of course, would love to thank Dave Myles, my co-commentator for this evening, Gemma Kelleher, who is there doing all of our camera work. My name is Regan Baker, as always, presenting you the QBL Round 9 action presented by the Stream Team Australia. Thanks for tuning in, and see you soon for the men's game.